Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, December 1st, at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 695 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. AP Top Stories December 1st p. Alec Baldwin says he didn't pull the trigger on Russ, said in new ABC interview. Massive bear spotted in Minnesota wilderness. Are they supposed to get this big? Kendra Wilkinson shares rare photos of her kids, and they look so grown up. Science proves Roe v. Wade wrong. Humanity doesn't start at 20 weeks. Lila Rose. California water districts to get 0% of requested supplies. Walmart salaries revealed, from up to $200,000 for an engineering role to $74 hourly rates for pharmacists. The Pistol Police said the Oxford High School shooting suspect used was one of nearly 700,000 firearms that Americans bought or tried to buy during Black Friday sales. United Airlines just became the first airline in history to operate a passenger flight using 100% sustainable aviation fuel. Joe Biden has succinct retort when asked if Trump put him at risk for COVID-19. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Democrat Stacey Abrams, who narrowly lost to Governor Brian Kemp, announces bid for Georgia governor in a potential rematch, The Washington Post. Jacqueline Avant, wife of music legend Clarence Avant, shot and killed, NBC News. Supreme Court conservatives appear willing to gut abortion rights, Reuters. NFL Week 13 picks, Steelers upset Ravens, Patriots beat Bills to remain AFC East's top team, CBSSports.com. Alec Baldwin, I didn't pull the trigger of gun on Russ, said, CNN. House conservatives press government shutdown threat over vaccine mandates, NBC News. LeBron James convinced something real fishy going on amid COVID absence, New York Post. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker won't seek re-election, Politico. Oxford High School students killed in shooting identified, The Detroit News. Disney names Susan Arnold as board chair, replacing Bob Iger, CNBC. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Publisher pulls Alice Sebold's memoir as 1981 rape conviction is overturned. Kyrsten Sinema is saving a tax shelter for celebrities and rock stars. 5 new things experts just discovered about COVID. 17 tweets about kids ruining Spotify rap for their parents. Chris Cuomo could be back on CNN sooner than you think. Democrats and abortion rights leaders react to Supreme Court arguments. A black child attending a school reprimanded for its racism has died by suicide. Stacey Abrams announces run for Georgia governor in 2022. Parkland dead on GOP sanctity of life anti-abortion tweet, despicable F-king liars. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Reverend Jesse Jackson demands tax bill changes. Couple pleads guilty to $1.9 million in PPP fraud. Jury orders hospital to pay $26.1 million. MO parents standing up against school masking. Wisconsin Health Department issues mask advisory. Oxford community reacts to school shooting. 2 corrections officers attacked in Kansas in less than a month. Report, man bit eye, ribs of attacker. 23-year-old sentenced to 37 years for 2016 crime. Corinth native wins photography award. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. So many dimensions, a drought study underlines the complexity of climate. Omicron is here. Will we use our new COVID drugs wisely? Why does coffee make me poop? Marcus Lamb, a Christian broadcaster and vaccine skeptic, dies of COVID. How Twitter can fix itself after Jack Dorsey's resignation. Michigan school shooting suspect faces murder and terrorism charges. Business updates, stocks are whipped around by the Fed and Omicron. First case of Omicron variant is detected in the U.S. Supreme Court seems poised to uphold Mississippi's abortion law. Ghislaine Maxwell defends aggressively challenges victim's account. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Senator Tom Cotton, Biden is in denial about what his policies have done to America. Christmas at Fox, third annual Antapas, All-American Antapas, Christmas tree lighting returns to Fox Square. COVID cases double over 24 hours in South Africa, where Omicron variant was discovered. Space Force General, China, Russia and APAS, catching up quickly to us and APAS. After twice turning down Toronto, righty Gaussman joins Jays. Teams spend $1 billion on JMLB, union likely head to lockout. Utah girl with autism commits suicide, sparking outrage online over bullying, racism. European Union mulling mandatory COVID-19 vaccinations. Hawley says Democratic rhetoric amid Scottish abortion hearing really dangerous. Flashback, CNN and APAS, Brian Stelter claimed Chris Cuomo upheld journalistic and APAS, boundaries and APAS, during Colbert interview. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, December 1st. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. BBC News presenter Tina Daly pens open letter to restaurant after hearing racist slur. Israeli doctor believes he caught Omicron COVID variant in London on November 23. BBC man at center of royal show storm attacked Kate and William as total frauds. Ghislaine Maxwell accuser Jane is quizzed by defense about 6 women orgies. Tenement museum replaces stories of white migrants in the Lower East Side with that of a black man. Ghislaine Maxwell's defense grills first accuser Jane. Man slips through Parliament gates before being pinned down by cops. Britain buys 114 extra vaccine doses to battle COVID-19. Giant whale shark video bombs tourists swimming in the Philippines, video. Omicron arrives in U.S., CDC finds first case in California as Biden says there is no cause for panic. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Nigeria reports West Africa's first Omicron cases, igniting confusion over timeline. Taliban wages campaign of targeted killings against former members of Afghan security forces. Brazil's far-right Bolsonaro reaches for an unlikely title, President of the Poor. World agrees to negotiate a global pandemic treaty to fight the next outbreak. 1 in 3 people around the world have never used the internet, a UN report estimates. How abortion laws in the U.S. compare to those in other countries. Don't freak out over Omicron, says chief of COVID vaccine maker BioNTech. COVID is set to cost the tourism industry $1.6 trillion this year. Omicron could make it worse. 5 things Donald Trump told Brits about Britain. Mexico, U.S. announced plan for aid to Central America. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Ghislaine Maxwell accuser says she met Trump at 14 and flew with Prince Andrew. COVID news live. Omicron detected in US. UK reports 48,374 new cases and 171 deaths. Kavanaugh signals support for curbing abortion rights as Supreme Court hears arguments on Mississippi case. Live. Brilliance of Mohamed Salah sweeps Liverpool past Everton in Derby. Michigan high school shooting suspect, 15, appears at court hearing. Lewis Hamilton says F1 title this season would be his greatest achievement. Rory McIlroy defends players' rights to compete in Saudi International. WTA suspends tournaments in China amid concern for Peng Shuai. Alec Baldwin says he didn't pull the trigger in Rust shooting. How an innocent black man served time for the rape of author Alice Sebold. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Sheriff, FedEx driver dumped boxes in woods at least 6 times. Microsoft shareholders vote to force company to better report sexual harassment data. Why 2 young women traveled far to protest outside Supreme Court. Biden declines comment on report Trump tested positive for COVID days before debate. Watch, First Lady Jill Biden unveils White House holiday decorations. Democrat Stacey Abrams announces second try for Georgia governor. Watch, you can stay in the famed Home Alone house this holiday season. COVID-19 live updates. First Omicron case in U.S. identified in California. Dems renew push for gun control bills after Oxford shooting. 4th student dies from Michigan school shooting, 15-year-old charged as adult. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. WTA suspends China tournaments over Peng Shuai. Michigan school shooting, suspect, 15, charges an adult. Supreme Court, top U.S. judges signal support for abortion limits. COVID Omicron, time to consider mandatory jabs, EU chief says. Austria, doctor fined for amputating wrong leg of patient. Ethiopia's Tigray conflict, the liberal retake, government. Arizona officer fired after fatally shooting man in wheelchair. Rust, U.S. police to search arms supplier over fatal film shooting. WHO, Omicron is a variant of concern, not panic. EU launches €300 billion bid to challenge Chinese influence. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Tucson police to fire officer who fatally shot a man in a wheelchair 9 times from behind. Student facing terrorism, murder charges in Michigan school shooting that left 4 dead. Mother mourns suicide of bully daughter. Open the door, chilling video shows Michigan students escape through window during Oxford shooting. AP explains, justices lean toward abortion limits. First confirmed U.S. case of the Omicron variant detected in California, COVID-19 updates. First case of Omicron variant detected in the U.S. was found in San Francisco, California. In America's gun violence epidemic, Oxford High in Michigan is 28th school shooting of 2021. Fauci, first case of Omicron variant identified in U.S. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Los Angeles County virtually mourns its unclaimed dead. Unfathomable slaying of Jacqueline Avant stuns Hollywood and political world. Environmental group and Tejon Ranch agree on plan to build 19,300 zero-emission homes. California confirms nation's first Omicron variant coronavirus case. Jacqueline Avant, wife of music executive Clarence Avant, fatally shot in Beverly Hills home. Multi-vehicle crash leaves 14 cattle dead, driver hurt in San Bernardino County. Why California isn't planning new lockdowns or restrictions for the Omicron variant. For nearly half of black voters in LA, homelessness is personal, poll finds. Column, continuing DWP scandal, a black mark on LA leaders, an insult to ratepayers. Podcast, college degrees for incarcerated folks. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Boat carrying Nigerian students capsizes, killing at least 29. Canadian House of Commons bans conversion therapy with unanimous vote. Canadian MPs unanimously approve updated legislation to ban conversion therapy. Argentina's ex-president Mauricio Macri was charged Wednesday with ordering the illegal surveillance, as head of state, of relatives of 44 sailors who died when a Navy submarine sank in 2017. Facebook, Instagram remove accounts linked to Chinese COVID-19 disinformation efforts. Women's Tennis Association suspends tournaments in China amid concern for Peng Shuai. Germany's next chancellor backs mandatory vaccination for all from February or March. Amazon deforestation is rising, Guyana offers a rare bright spot. Russia orders some U.S. diplomatic staff to leave as embassy spat expands. Up to 740,000 urgent referrals for suspected cancer have been missed by GPs in England during the course of the pandemic, according to new analysis. Blinken warns Russia of severe consequences if it invades Ukraine ahead of Lavrov meeting. Finland adopts nationwide remote work recommendation. U.S. tells Russia to pull back from Ukraine or face painful sanctions. Saudis used incentives and threats to shut down UN investigation in Yemen. World War II bomb blows up during construction work in Munich, injures 4, disrupts rail traffic. The next headlines are from Forbes. Qualcomm moving to snap up automotive compute market share. Blackpink's Lisa is still making waves on the Canadian charts with her unstoppable single Money. Moderna says Omicron booster could be ready by March, but Fauci says not to wait. Lonzo Ball totally worth tampering investigation penalty for Chicago Bulls. CNN's Brian Stelter speculates Chris Cuomo could be back on air in a month. Trump media company reportedly seeks to raise $1 billion after whiffing on target date to launch website. When it comes to China, WTA proving more courageous than the cowardly NBA, former ambassador says. Robert Smith offers a market-driven path out of monstrous student debt. Monsta X's K-Hyan talks new albums and touring in America. We did not expect this success at all. Stacey Abrams announces second run for Georgia governor. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Cyclic evolution of phytoplankton forced by changes in tropical seasonality. Antigen-presenting innate lymphoid cells orchestrate neuroinflammation. Local circuit amplification of spatial selectivity in the hippocampus. Industry scores higher than academia for job satisfaction. Antiviral activity of bacterial TER domains via immune signaling molecules. Sound emission and annihilations in a programmable quantum vortex collider. De novo protein designed by deep network hallucination. Reply to, non-trivial role of internal climate feedback on interglacial temperature evolution. Optomechanical dissipative solitons. What's the best diet for people in the planet? The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,748,266,465 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Berlin Film Festival weighing delay after Omicron COVID variant scrambles plans exclusive. Joe Rogan had the #1 podcast in 2021 on Spotify, Podcast News Roundup. Lana Cho inks overall deal with 20th Television, joins American-born Chinese as co-executive producer. Secret Invasion series at Disney Plus adds Kobe Smulders. Variety's hitmakers with Billie Eilish, Lil Nas X, Olivia Rodrigo, Lana Del Rey to stream on Amazon Music's Twitch. UTA launches $200 million SPAC for video game-related acquisitions. China set to release first Korean film in 6 years, signaling end of boycott. The Matrix Resurrections, 5 big burning questions from the new trailer. Susan Arnold will take Disney chairman role after Bob Iger's departure. Sarah Cunningham promoted to partner at Gendler & Kelly Law Firm. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Twitter photo removal policy aimed at improving privacy sparks concerns over misuse. Stacey Abrams announces candidacy in Georgia governor's race. Northern Ireland Collective wins the prestigious Turner Prize for Art. News: the MLB used 2 types of baseballs in 2021 could throw curveball into labor talks. Women's Tennis Association suspends tournaments in China over concern about Peng Shuai. The mystery of where Omicron came from, and why it matters. California has reported the first U.S. case of the Omicron variant. A different kind of COVID vaccine is about ready to roll. Authorities say a FedEx driver dumped hundreds of packages into an Alabama ravine. A Ghislaine Maxwell accuser says she was recruited and abused when she was just 14. The following headlines are from The Week. Stacey Abrams returns to Georgia governor's race following unsuccessful 2018 bid. Abortion was never a settled issue in America, whatever Scottish rulings say. Suspect in Michigan shooting charged with terrorism and first-degree murder. First Omicron COVID-19 case confirmed in the U.S., it was just a matter of time. Charlie Baker and the end of moderate republicanism. Biden reaffirms support for Roe v. Wade. I think it's the rational position to take. Chris Cuomo calls CNN suspension embarrassing but says I understand it. The question that may determine the future of abortion rights. Would-be frontrunner Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker declines to run for re-election. Dolly Parton says she doesn't want to be worshipped after being named one of People of the Year 2021. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. A Texas town stopped an energy giant from drilling next to a daycare, but it's trying to start up again. Beyond Books in Pottsboro. The next headlines are from Universe Today. NASA is building a nuclear reactor to power lunar and Martian exploration. InSight peers deep below the surface on Mars. Astronauts took a fly around at the International Space Station. Here are their stunning pictures. NASA simulation shows what happens when stars get too close to black holes. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, December 1st. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin, Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Visible planets, and more, in December 2021. Audubon Christmas bird count starts December 14th. Waning moon meets Zubin el-Janubi morning of December 2nd. Nearby habitable planets at Alpha Centauri. Dark nebulae, obscuring clouds of gas and dust. The next news is from Politico. Vaccines versus Omicron, the next big test in the pandemic. House progressive to call for Boebert to be stripped of committees. Sudanese general warns country could be source of refugee influx to US, Europe. Macron says Brexit rules are a matter of war and peace for Ireland. Germany to tighten coronavirus restrictions. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. Hedge fund CEO readies Senate bid despite Oz announcement. Michigan teen charged in Oxford high school shooting. Marty Walsh is weighing a run for Massachusetts governor. Omicron wave, how to do travel restrictions right this time. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australian News Live, Greg Hunt expected to join Christian Porter and leave federal politics. Omicron COVID-19 cases grow in NSW. Victoria pandemic bill to be put to final vote. Architect taken aback by reaction to Norfolk Pine-inspired building. Best of Cartoons, December 2nd, 2021. Former RBA Governor Glenn Stevens to chair Macquarie Group. Cartoons of the Week. Former Alan Tudge media advisor alleges their affair was abusive. Film producer sells $30 Bellevue Hill Trophy home in 1 week. Woolworths lob surprise $872 million bid for Priceline owner. No regrets, Christian Porter to quit Parliament at next election. I met Trump at 14 and flew with Prince Andrew, says Maxwell accuser. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Visa says travel-related spending improved in November as restrictions eased. Chevron OK's low-end $15 billion capital budget, increases share buyback program. CFPB promises crackdown on overdraft fees, Director Chopra says big banks need to kick this addiction. Market snapshot, Dow stages wild, 1,000-point swing and stock sees sharpest U-turn lower in over a year as U.S. confirms first Omicron case. The margin, how to watch the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting for free. Personal Finance Daily, will your home insurance cover these winter disasters and the top 3 places to invest in real estate today? The Tell, the healthcare sector has been neglected, here's why DWS's Bianco sees buying opportunities. Costco saw inflation easing as November sales rose. Square will change its name to Block as business expands. Newswatch, Dow stages wild, 1,000-point swing and stock sees sharpest U-turn lower in over a year as U.S. confirms first Omicron case. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Latest news updates, Moderna tumbles after patent dispute loss leaves it open to infringement suits, Financial Times. Considerations and activities for establishing a patent program, the National Law Review. A split develops, can artificial intelligence invent stuff, J.D. Supra. The Sanai IP Rights Protection Center in Hainan speeds up work, TESS. America is running out of new ideas, The Atlantic. Target knocks out more patents in store app patent fight, Bloomberg Law. Combating China's technological ambitions requires strong property rights, Washington Times. A mind for design, local man receives patent for invention, American Press. Dmytro Shymkiv, Ukraine is in urgent need of modern system for copyright protection, Interfax Ukraine. AMU Faculty Patents Intelligent, Sustainable Technologies, India Education Diary. The next headlines are from Quartz. The U.S. has its first Omicron case, and the patient was fully vaccinated. Anosmia. Vaccinating the world for COVID-19 would cost 0.5% of G20 spending on the crisis. Nigeria and Ghana have reported first cases of the Omicron variant. Why mass vaccine donations to Africa aren't working. What AMC's Spider-Man site crash means for movie NFTs. Will Omicron be more contagious than Delta? Breakaway. Pop-up ports and dockyards are trying to ease supply chain congestion. Judge blocks Biden's vaccine mandate. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. After months of troubling news, Israel's government finally limits who NSO group can sell to. Even as grifters insist otherwise, courts know that social media are not state actors because of Section 230. Senator Tillis to President Biden, how dare you nominate to the FCC someone prepared to protect the public? Daily Deal, the 2021 CompTIA Security Infrastructure Expert Bundle. Big Telecom continues its global quest to tax big tech for no good reason. Disney yanks China mocking Simpsons episode from its Hong Kong streaming service. Miramax survives copyright dispute over Pulp Fiction poster initiated by opportunistic photographer. The Bad Apples control the bunch. USA Today report details law enforcement's punishment of good cops. Tech Dirt Podcast episode 307, Evolving Norms in the Governance of Online Communities. Silly, pandering politicians introduce silly, pandering cyber Grinch law that would ban buying bots. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Watford vs. Chelsea. Sandra Bullock. The power of the dog. LeBron COVID. Rita Moreno. Clarence Avant. Advent calendar. Paolo Banchero. Roe v. Wade. Alice Sebold. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Key Democrat exits Congress. Ex-Argentine president charged in spying case. Officer fired after shooting wheelchair-bound man 9 times, video. Kyle Rittenhouse ban lifted. 15-year-old school shooting suspect charged with terrorism. WTA suspends tournaments in China over Peng Shuai. Watch police footage of MSNBC producer following Rittenhouse jury. Threat to Russian figure skating prodigies as Norway makes push for new limit again. First Omicron case confirmed in U.S. Doctor who oversaw Epstein autopsy quits. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. NYC prisons face crippling staff shortages as thousands defy mayor's vaccination mandate. WHO recommends people age 60 and above postpone travel due to Omicron variant concerns. Kremlin says half of entire Ukrainian army is in Donbass as Blinken warns Putin, U.S. prepared to act. Erdogan fires Turkey's finance minister, replaces him with rate cut-friendly puppet. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Having abandoned TWTR, Jack Dorsey goes all in on crypto, renamed Square. Trump's social media venture soars, in talks over $1 billion raise at much higher valuation. The long cycles have all turned, look out below. Omicron. Millions of Americans are scrambling to become independent of the system as it collapses all around them. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Mexico and U.S. to launch plan to stem Central American migration. Powell hedges again on inflation after retiring transitory tag. Wall Street closes lower as Omicron fuels volatility. Women's tennis suspends all China tournaments over Peng concerns. Officials lament wait for information as Omicron variant spreads. Honduras president-elect hopes for small majority in Congress. UN calls for release of Kashmir rights defender Karim Parvez. Saudi Arabia, UAE detect first cases of new coronavirus variant. OPEC plus moles oil output as Omicron uncertainty weighs on markets. U.S. reports first confirmed case of Omicron variant. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Mitch, high school football star die trying to disarm school shooter. Joe Biden on supply chains, only Santa Claus can promise gifts on time. Josh Hawley, Supreme Court challenge to Roe v. Wade could fix greatest injustice in our lifetimes. Anthony Fauci, testing border crossers for coronavirus different issue than testing international travelers. Powell sticks to new hawkish stance, saying inflation might not slow in 2022. Justice Brett Kavanaugh on abortion, why should this court be the arbiter? Pass the buck, Biden calls for investigation into retailers on supply chains. Watch, Jen Psaki falsely claims Trump told people to inject bleach. Embarrassing, Chris Cuomo breaks silence on suspension from CNN. Chris Murphy, GOP sending silent message of endorsement to school shooters. The next headlines are from UPI News. Man accidentally buys 2 identical lottery tickets, wins 2 jackpots. Firefighter rescues dog that fell into frigid Washington River. Watch, sky surfer does 160 helicopter spins for Guinness World Record. Watch, Kansas woman becomes third sister to turn 100. Watch, deer seen wandering Alberta town with antlers full of Christmas lights. Watch, Australian man breaks Guinness record with world's loudest burp. Home Alone house available for rent on Airbnb. Watch, loose horse runs with traffic on Massachusetts highway. Heart surgery patient receives $1 lottery ticket and get well card. Watch, wrong number text gets high school team a video call with the Buccaneers. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 2 of 7, Blonde Being describes ET conflict about humanity's fate. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Watch a huge spotted eagle stingray glide majestically around scuba diver. Filtering microplastics from polluted water using acoustic waves, new solution to cleaning up our oceans. Deaf football team goes 12-0 on its way to California State Championship. Red light therapy could improve eyesight after declining due to age. Jaguars in Mexico are growing in number, a promising sign that conservation strategies are working. Blind hockey goalie invited to play onside a team, an incredible experience. Ponds of poo used for clean power in Australian pork and beef production. Thousands have donated $1.6 million to innocent man freed from prison after 43-year wrongful conviction. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, December 1st. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Minnesota got new plow naming contest. Safety Vaccaro shifts focus from NFL to esports. Man makes his girlfriend go down on him in the back of a police car, puts it on OnlyFans. What hot dogs can teach us about number theory. Adult children are separating from parents due to politics and unresolved toxic behavior. 16-point deer harvested in Missouri turns out to be doe. Merriam-Webster chooses vaccine as the 2021 word of the year. A juror was excused from the Ghislaine Maxwell trial after his spouse surprised him with a last-minute Christmas vacation. They called their band Omicron, now they're sharing the name with a COVID variant. Germany, burglars knock hole in wall to steal Lego bricks. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. This amazing new physics theory made me believe time travel is possible. Lufthansa's posh plane cannot match the halcyon days of luxury aviation. How Formula E's Gen 3 achieves twice the efficiency of an ice race car. How on earth is Elon Musk's SpaceX facing bankruptcy? What will happen when Elon Musk's Gigafactory faces the worst? Wait, so now I cannot tweet photos of other people on Twitter? How to achieve sustainable hypergrowth, learn, unlearn, and relearn. I wish these translucent AirPods weren't just prototypes. 7 practical gift ideas for the e-bike rider in your life. Google's teaching AI to see and hear at the same time. Here's why that matters. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Headwater refuges, combined effective drought and fire on stream communities. Researchers identify key RNA gatekeeper in gene expression, pointing to possible new drug targets. Astronomers discover strangely massive black hole in Milky Way satellite galaxy. Arecibo data still has astronomers in a spin. Unorthodox exercise in a pill could offer simple solution for at-risk patients. The secret life of Tasmanian devils is hiding in their whiskers. Parental stress is a contributing factor linking maternal depression to child anxiety and depressive symptoms. Thriving in non-equilibrium. Footprints from Sida, Tanzania, are from early humans, not bears. When variations in Earth's orbit drive biological evolution. The next headlines are from Information Week. The cost of a ransomware attack, Part 2, Response and Recovery. 6 best practices for NLP implementation. Global Tech Policy Briefing for November 2021, Banking, Broadband, and Big Tech. The cost of a ransomware attack, Part 1, The Ransom. When is it okay to miss an IT project deadline? This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, December 1st from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. Vice President highlights STEM in First National Space Council meeting. NASA to Air VP Harris First National Space Council meeting. NASA TV to Air Ike's pre-launch activities, launch. NASA sets live launch coverage for laser communications demonstration. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. 1 in 6 of all COVID-19 deaths in Utah occurred in the last 2 months. Utah officials plan agency merger to form massive Department of Health and Human Services. Mormon land, the best and worst of Latter-day Saint temple designs. Longtime Bingham High School football coach Dave Peck retires. Senator Mike Lee planning to force a government shutdown to block Biden's vaccine mandate. Aluminum can distribution change could drastically impact local Utah breweries. A Salt Lake City park will temporarily close after community complained about safety. Michelle Goldberg, what my body, my choice means to the right. South Jordan officer's wounds in basement shootout were potentially fatal. Utah Highway Patrol searching for gunmen who fired at 5 random vehicles on I-15. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. HashiCorp's IPO will place it among the most richly valued open-source tech companies. More than a third of world's population have never used internet, says UN. Qualcomm's new always-on smartphone camera is a privacy nightmare. Jack Dorsey Square changes corporate name to Block. Reddit introduces new real-time features to keep users engaged. U.S. confirms nation's first case of Omicron COVID variant in California. Stripe is on a hiring spree, but it's also rescinding job offers and angering engineers. Twitch unleashes AI tool to spot banned users. Windows 11 is getting some much-needed taskbar and start menu improvements. Delivery, ride-hailing firms fight EU plan for gig workers. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Proposed bill would return control of St. Louis police to state. Man charged in armed crime spree that targeted St. Louis businesses. Father of fallen Marine welcomes Afghan refugees to St. Louis. Missouri lawmaker pushes for bill to forgive unemployment overpayments. Page says county health director stays despite no confidence vote. Proposed legislation to prevent state, local government in Missouri from requiring COVID vaccine. St. Louis County lawmaker pre-files bill to ban critical race theory. 2 St. Louis County police officers injured after cruiser rammed. Missouri COVID update, state adds 2,186 cases, 8 virus deaths. Sugar Fire Smokehouse to open a restaurant in Kirkwood. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. This one was personal. San Diego area business owner evacuated from Afghanistan. Tesla officially moves headquarters from California to Texas. Lamar Hoyt, 1983 Al Cy Young Award winner and ex-Padre, dies at 66. List features cheapest homes for sale in San Diego's most expensive areas. Lawyers debate whether ex-cop lied about controversial law may sue arrest. Teen charged in Michigan high school shooting that killed 4. 3 people badly hurt in fall from border wall. Omicron booster, will we need a shot that targets the mutated variant? First U.S. case of Omicron COVID variant found in California. 17-year-old becomes 4th student to die from Michigan school shooting. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Saab expands cooperation with a new generation of smart munitions campaign. The first Lithuanian hybrid all-terrain vehicle Krampus Mk1 successfully completed field tests. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. The real battle at Lake Changjin. China wants higher vaccination rate among seniors, but hesitant people say Beijing is too pushy. China promises 1 billion vaccine doses for Africa. The growing rift between Europe and China. Solomon Islands leader blames other powers for violent Chinatown protests. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Man undergoes heart surgery, wins $1 prize from lottery ticket and get well card. San Jose police on scene of shooting. Here's a list of California counties with the highest COVID-19 infection rates. Man shot in San Francisco's Tenderloin. Vallejo Police Officers Association concerned over unprecedented rate of officers leaving force. New mugshot of Scott Peterson released. Will San Francisco tighten COVID restrictions after Omicron variant detected? Seems to be outcompeting Delta, doctor explains concerns behind Omicron, what we should expect. Caught on camera, mom walking home with baby followed, robbed. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Women's tennis tour suspends China events over pang concerns. Ohio State Stroud is Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. Heat center Bam Adebayo needs thumb surgery, will miss weeks. Salah scores 2, Liverpool beats Everton 4-1 in EPL derby. LAFC picks up short contract option on Carlos Vela. Dad charged after body of missing girl, 2, found in river. Our Lady of Guadalupe celebration returning to Des Plaines after COVID-related 2020 cancellation. Police, 2 Algonquin residents dead in suspected domestic violence situation. Former White Sox Cy Young winner Lamar Hoyt dies at 66. Illinois COVID-19 hospitalization count the highest in 10 months. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. New proposed pedestrian path around Seattle's Green Lake Park could eliminate traffic lanes, street parking. Wayfair to open corporate office in Seattle in 2022, hire more than 200 tech employees. Sound Transit, construction on Linwood Link extension at halfway point. King County launches community survey to help reimagine public safety in 2022. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Terate 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Italy. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, December 1st in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Suspects demanded $3,000 before shooting Lyft driver, wife says. Charges dropped in case of man accused of locking teen in storage unit and raping her. Ryan Seacrest Foundation opening 12th Seacrest Studio at Cohen Children's Medical Center. Texas power generators must submit report on winter plans today. Texas ECRU search looking for 72-year-old woman with dementia last seen in Southeast Houston. Pearland PD warns of elf-on-the-shelf scam on Facebook groups across Houston area. Fourth student dies in Michigan school shooting, alleged gunman identified and charged. Jacqueline Avant, wife of music executive Clarence Avant, killed in Beverly Hills home invasion. Walking in, expect a discount, OG Closeouts is a merchandise warehouse with deals and discounts. First case of Omicron COVID-19 variant identified in U.S., Dr. Fauci says. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Trump with COVID positive before debate, ex-aide says in book. Fossil footprints puzzle scientists, there are ancient human? Colorado panel issues guidelines for injecting ketamine. Field practices for Bears, Dalton gets first team snaps. Kelly compares LSU to Broadway, brushes off legacy questions. Fed survey finds supply chain shortages boosting inflation. Giants bring back left-hander Alex Wood on 2-year contract. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, Alec Baldwin claims he didn't pull the trigger during fatal Rust shooting. NYC vaccine mandate, court rules some education staffers can reapply for religious exemptions. New York City voter turnout hits record low for a mayoral election. Study abroad programs reopen to eager college students. Somewhere in the subway, West Side Story Somewhere is always playing. Midtown will become more pedestrian-friendly for the holidays. Hundreds of correction officers defy new vaccine mandate, compounding staff crisis on Rikers. Coronavirus stats, school edition, tracking outbreaks in NYC education. NY curbed Cuomo's pandemic powers, where does that leave Hochul amid new COVID surge? Early edition, a city that's safe for sloths. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Call it old, contemporary, modern or whatever, it is slavery. Women and girls at high risk of being pushed into modern slavery. Despite COVID-19 connectivity boost, world poorest left far behind. Inequality is set to kill millions, we have to fight it together. How inequality drives HIV in adolescent girls and young women. Fighting loss of the Greater Mekong's prized rosewood forests. Battle to end HIV, COVID, demands greater international solidarity. Israel-Palestine, risk of deadly escalation in violence, without decisive action. How to tackle the femicide epidemic. World trade reaches all-time high, but 2022 outlook uncertain, UNTAD. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. CNBC host suggests nationwide vaccine mandate, have the military run it. Police bodycam footage of MSNBC producer who tailed Rittenhouse jury way worse than reported. Israel is using counter-terrorism phone surveillance to track Omicron carriers. FBI says radical leftist mass shooter Connor Betts was not aligned with any specific ideological group. Beyond ivermectin, our freedom stolen. World Economic Forum's predictions for 2030 include no property ownership, diminished USA, and Syrian CEOs. New variant hysteria comes from same institution that popularized lockdowns and previous COVID scares. Backed by Africum, corporations plunder Dr. Congo for climate-friendly materials in plain China. Barbados becomes a republic and removes Queen Elizabeth II as head of state. The FAA accidentally disclosed more than 2,000 flight records associated with Jeffrey Epstein's private jets. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Sports bettor's dream, 86 able to bet on game after it ended. Avalanche delays holiday tradition in Alaska's largest city. Fauci, first U.S. case of COVID-19 Omicron variant identified. Did a NY clinician express hope that Omicron variant FCKS people up? Councilman Andre Dickens wins Atlanta mayor race over more. Did a child yell an obscenity at Jill Biden? Explosion of World War II bomb in Munich injures 4, disrupts trains. Abortion rights at stake in historic Supreme Court arguments. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Viral post misrepresents facts in Rittenhouse trial. Media allowed to attend Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, contrary to social media posts. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Conservatives like cookie gov shutdown gambit to undo vax mandates. QAnon Ron Watkins begs for Bitcoin to finance flailing congressional run. She flew to San Diego to visit her troubled boyfriend, and vanished. China-linked operators used fake biologists to undermine World Health Organization's COVID probe. Chilling videos, journal found as parents face scrutiny in Michigan school shooting. The Vuleman's Dr. Oz going to the dark side, what happened to him? This new formula can help us vaccinate poorer countries. Omicron variant officially hits the United States. Epstein victim says she flew on his plane with Prince Andrew. Gift pick, this affordable winter sweater is equal parts chic and cozy. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Waukesha Christmas parade attack suspect Darrell Brooks feels dehumanized in jail. Team Biden's It's All Free shtick and other commentary. Kelly Dodd responds to Heather Dubrow calling her pathetic. Michael J. Fox is happy despite not curing Parkinson's, I don't fear death. Nearly 600 NYC correction officers face unpaid leave for remaining unvaccinated. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Will lunar vertex solve the mystery of lunar swirls? Sky this month December 2021. Ask Astro are meteorites radioactive? Space law hasn't been changed since 1967. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. 2021 Atlantic hurricane season was the most expensive on record. Omicron, what we know and don't know about the new COVID variant. U.S. combating potential spread of Omicron variant. U.S. braces for arrival of Omicron variant. Researchers race to assess the new Omicron variant. NASA reschedules spacewalk due to possible risk from space debris. Omicron variant was in Europe before South Africa raised the alarm. Biden, new Omicron COVID variant cause for concern, not a cause for panic. Scientists who first sequenced Omicron on what they are seeing. NIH Director Dr. Francis Collins on the risks posed by the Omicron variant. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. De Blasio pleads for more COVID vaccinations in NYC as Omicron arrives in U.S. The U.S. Supreme Court may overturn or weaken Roe v. Wade. What will that mean for abortion rights in New York? Chris Cuomo says it hurts to be suspended from CNN but respects the decision in wake of brother's sexual harassment scandal. Trump tested positive for COVID before presidential debate with Biden, former aide. Republican lawmakers plan to shut down U.S. government on Friday, report. Arizona cop guns down man in wheelchair rolling away from him, department to fire him. Stacey Abrams launches campaign for Georgia governor. Fourth student dies following Michigan high school shooting, suspect's name revealed. Austrian surgeon fined for amputating wrong leg of patient. 8 of 12 jurors seated by lunchtime on day 2 of trial of Kim Potter, former Minnesota cop who shot Daunte Wright. The following headlines are from military.com. VA gives vets more response time because of mail delays. U.S. airmen facing tax devastation in Germany will get help from Air Force's enlisted leader. Sailor vaccination rates lower than earlier reports, Navy says. After Dad died, I cleaned out the garage, that's when I saw the rusty metal box. Blinken says Russia could move on Ukraine on short order. NATO debates the lessons of mission creep in Afghanistan. No deadline, no problem. 95% of active duty coasties have received the COVID-19 shot. 5-nation Pacific naval drills send message to aggressive adversaries, Admiral says. Smells like gasoline. Military families in Hawaii say they are being sickened by their tap water. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Aldermen take no vote on controversial new ward map, vow more public input. Chicago Parks District approves $500 million budget, establishes office to investigate harassment and abuse. Judge gives Threadhead cowboy jail stint for contempt of court in animal cruelty case. He wanted me to beat him up. Key witness in Jussie Smollett trial testifies about actor's alleged plot to stage hate crime. Fewer cars towed on the first night of the winter parking ban this year, Streets and Sanitation says. Hoax turned real. Man tells Chicago Ridge police he was pricked by needle attached to gas pump handle. Union, Company 2 head investigation into cause of Cleveland Cliffs Burns Harbor blast. Couple charged in 3-year-old Gary child's death. Chicago man, 62, charged with illegal entry, disorderly conduct at U.S. Capitol during January 6 siege. Racing commissioners challenge Arlington Park's request to run off-track betting parlors after it closed its track. The following headlines are from FIS.org. The Norwegian wolf is extinct. Food paradox answer shows how ocean life survives. Safely delivering radiation to cancer patients in a flash. Eye imaging technology breaks through skin by crossing beams. Paradox brands hold strong appeal for bicultural consumers. Racial stereotypes shape our perceptions of risk takers as reckless or responsible, new study finds. Lunar radar data uncovers new clues about Moon's ancient past. Researchers investigate combined effect of drought, fire on stream communities, highlighting importance of headwaters. Within an Antarctic sea squirt, scientists discover a bacterial species with promising anti-melanoma properties. Heat, no food, deadly weather, climate change kills seabirds. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, December 1st, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. 7 groundbreaking ancient civilizations that influence us today. Best Delta 8 gummies, top 25 in 2021. How will the infrastructure bill boost the nation's technology? Humanity has a trash problem, launching it into space isn't the solution. The science behind your chakras. 50 years ago, a forgotten mission landed on Mars. The 25 best dog food for bulldogs. The 2021 Atlantic hurricane season was a doozy. Preservation work begins on dugout canoe found at the bottom of Wisconsin's Lake Mendota. How do you tell a Neanderthal from a Denisovan? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Arrays as booming punts carry number 19 Aztecs to MWC title Dilt. Safe at home, Buxton relishes comfort of staying with twins. Yukon freshman fled out with stress injury in right foot. Why several TV stations are dropping the Dr. Oz show. Study, climate change not causing Madagascar drought, famine. Dead woman was mom of knife-wielding man killed by police. Judge weighs whether to dismiss Ohio dog's 25 murder charges. Canada excludes Boeing from fighter jet competition. Protect Tongass forest, impact on Washington wine. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Ghislaine Maxwell defends attacks actor accuser's account. 3 things we heard from the Chicago Bears on Wednesday, including the possible returns of Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins for the Arizona Cardinals and Christian Jones coin toss snafu. 49ers on Wednesday, can Jimmy Garoppolo and defense be unpredictable at Seattle? Death of bullet girl in Utah draws anger over racism. New movies, Paul Verhoeven's shocking Benedetta will open eyes. One of Dolphins' oft-injured receivers returns to practice, but the other is not yet ready. Ravens DE Calais Campbell still in concussion protocol, CB Kevin Seymour only player to test positive for COVID. How the Phoenix Suns broke Curry and the Warriors of fans. Bay Area weekend, rent back in SF, John Nakamatsu plays Beethoven. Justices signal they'll okay new abortion limits, may toss Roe. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Abrams dives into Georgia's gubernatorial race, setting up possible rematch against Kemp. Former Facebook worker's testimony spotlights lawmakers' disagreement over censorship. Ted Cruz forcing Schumer to choose between shutdown and vaccine mandate. Nearly 10,000 military members seek religious waivers from COVID vaccine, none approved so far. Maryland officials concerned about Omicron urge booster shots, precautions. House Dem leader says active discussions underway on how to punish Lauren Boebert. Warhol Foundation awards $695,000 for projects that destabilize Western dominance of art world. Facebook, fake scientist Wilson Edwards used to spread anti-us propaganda. Interactive dog, magic cauldron are hard to find toys amid supply crisis. Omicron prompts new virus origin worries. The next headlines are from The Intercept. The Biden administration's game of chicken with Border Patrol over vaccines. Investigators debunk far-right claim that Dayton mass shooting was linked to Antifa. Empire after Trump, Joe Biden and the national security state. Marco Rubio met with far-right Chilean candidate tied to military dictatorship. Texas troopers opened fire from a helicopter in 2012. Families are still fighting to hold them accountable. Human rights groups call on Pentagon to reinvestigate civilian deaths in Yemen. He declined the FBI's offer to become an informant, then his life was ruined. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Dylan Strome looks set for another opportunity with Blackhawks. Abimbola Osendero says Jussie Smollett asked to fake beat him. Accordion of Polka Queen Vlasta Kursek featured in Ferris Bueller's Day Off to be auctioned. TV stations pull DR, Oz show as host runs for Senate. Cole Kmet joins Bears walking wounded. Can the Supreme Court draw a new line on abortion? Wednesday's high school basketball scores. A fish story, a big crappie from McHenry County with the story earns Fish of the Week honors. The Chicagoland Toys for Tots motorcycle parade returns. Cardinals star Kyler Murray eyes return Sunday versus Bears. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Why liberals like Christmas. The case for Andre Johnson to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Return to Willie's for Texas toast sandwiches. This week's best concerts. Things to do, Red Bull Sound Clash, The Suffers and Tank and the Band has. Time to unsubscribe from unwanted emails. Things to do, listen to There's a Light by Mark Stein of Vanilla Fudge. Anatomy of Houston Texans lost to New York Jets. The next headlines are about world records making news. Highline walker breaks records crossing 800-meter high Chiapas Canyon, Mexico News Daily. 25M fee, leads must pay world record sum for Bielsa's replacement, HITC. Septuagenarian Pakistani creates record for crushing apples by hand, Arab News. Chinese weightlifting team will not compete at 2021 IWF World Championships, Barbend. Oil and gas industry provided record $5.3 billion to NM state, local revenue in 2021, KRQE News 13. Kip Keino donates to Mao on anniversary of his 5,000th world record, Capital FM Kenya. Powerlifter Tiffany Chapin, 47 kg, squats 1 kg over IPF raw world record in training, Barbend. Karsten Warholm, Elaine Thompson Hera named World Athletics Athletes of the Year, home of the Olympic Channel. Mew wins prestigious World Athletics Rising Star Award, Texas A&M Athletics, Texas A&M Athletics. Swimming World December 2021 presents, A Voice for the Sport, Return to the Norm, Swimming World Magazine. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Cobie Smulders is invading Marvel's Secret Invasion. Qualcomm is getting serious about gaming. Apple apparently wants to replace iPhones with AR glasses in 10 years, but I'm not buying it. Qualcomm's new laptop chips are here, and they're not exactly MacBook killers. Biden admin calls for a new kind of global space governance. The Matrix Reloaded has always been divisive and it absolutely should be. Siberian cave yields oldest fossils belonging to enigmatic human species. Renfield recruits Aquafina to take on Dracula. 37% of the world's population has never been online, UN report finds. See trippy photos taken by a nano camera. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Marble Bar in Australia at 114.08 degrees Fahrenheit or 45.6 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Delayankir in Russia at minus 68.08 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 55.6 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Twitch's ban evasion flag is a bigger anti-hate tactic than you might think. Reddit adds real-time conversation features, live up vote counts, and more. Report reveals which sealed NES games are the rarest of the rare. Omicron found in us, plus 23 other countries in 5 of 6 global regions. I like Microsoft Edge, but if it doesn't get less annoying, I'll switch again. New trailer for The Matrix Resurrections is heavy on the déjà vu. Prosecution gets Elizabeth Holmes to admit she was in control of Theranos. Judge blocks Biden vaccine rule, citing liberty interests of the unvaccinated. Bus Simulator 21, we should really pay bus drivers more. Today's best deals, Google Chromecast, top noise-canceling headphones, and more. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump's Irish golf course posts record $4 and loss as pandemic hammers his business empire, report. CNN's Tapper busts Brett Kavanaugh for flip-flopping on respecting precedent set by Roe v. Wade. Could have killed one of our colleagues, former Trump official rips him for hiding positive COVID test. You should be hung, how Trump supporters drove 2 Georgia election workers into hiding. Scottish shows off its contempt for women. Gun shop owner charged with involuntary manslaughter after shooting employee in the face during prank gone wrong. FBI arrests MAGA rioter who attacked cops with flagpole and wrote about it in his diary. Stacey Abrams announces run for governor in Georgia, just over a year after she helped flip the state blue. Suspect in Michigan school shooting identified as Ethan Crumbley, parents face potential charges. The former president was suggesting people inject bleach, Psaki smacks down Ducey over COVID deaths. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Kavanaugh implied the Supreme Court can be neutral on abortion. That's ridiculous. Trump's Irish golf course lost more money than ever before. Susan Collins said Kavanaugh called Roe settled law, she should have heard him in court today. Report, Trump tested positive for COVID 3 days before first debate. Justice Sotomayor expertly exposed the BS of Mississippi's attack on abortion rights. Australia's spy agency saw climate crisis coming 40 years ago. I asked 7 classics experts how to say Omicron, come down the rabbit hole with me. Nurdles, the worst toxic waste you've probably never heard of. How biking calms my pandemic angst. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Sensory computations in the cuneate nucleus of macaques, pnas.org. Specific Rett mutation seen to affect protein support of nerve cells, Rett syndrome news. Neurofy reviews, real cognitive support supplement or scam, Whitby News Times. Hippocampal neuron cytosolic and membrane-bound ribosomal transcript profiles are differentially regulated by learning and subsequent sleep, pnas.org. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, December 1st, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Claims of paranormal activity at Skinwalker Ranch, Campfire Tales. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. Newsite is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by Newsite. All rights reserved.